And when we went to Scratch Records, we found Robert. And Robert, basically, he was with the brother called Ngash or Nganga. And, we introduced ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so and so, and so. And we are, aspiring artists.
Yeah.
We've been looking for a studio.
Yeah.
And we want to start recording.
Yeah.
So Robert was there and was like, hey, oh, that's good. So where are you from? He's like, see, tumetoka tu hapa Isili. That's good, very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sasa.
But Robert, these are your age mates almost. Ama ni wazee sasa.
No, Robert is
older
much older.
Now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think he's, he's close to his 50s now,
okay.
Right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so, so Robert, so now when we sat there and started talking, now we realized that Robert had partnered with Clément. Yeah, because at some point Clément came.
Yeah.
And, we met him, we got to know each other.
Yeah.
We sat down, we talked. And that's when they had actually just started the studio.
Yeah.
So we were actually some of the first artists in that particular studio, which is Scratch Records.
Where's Juakali at this point?
Juakali was there.
Okay.
In fact, Juakali lived right opposite that block where Scratch Records is.
Yeah.
Hapo walikuwa naita Ngazini or something. Right opposite.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was like 2 minutes away.
Yeah.
And he had also joined Scratch Records.
Yes.
And then, so we started doing our thing. Every day we'd go to Scratch Records.
Yeah.
And, we do all these rehearsals. Every day we are there. Monday to Monday, without fail. But because they were still trying to build a studio, they didn't even have equipment.
Yeah.
So they started actually building their own.
Yeah.
Like these guys were so talented. I mean, they'd buy, motherboards.
Yes.
They'd buy capacitors, what. They come into the studio, wanaenda wanajaribu kutengeneza mixer.
Yes.
Like they were so creative. Clément, on the other hand, would go, there's a church in that school. There's a church, there's a church that was in that, they used to have a church service on Sundays at school, which was just near my place called Ainsworth Primary. So every Sunday, they used to have a service. And there was a pastor there.
Yeah.
So Clément would go there and borrow the keyboard.
Yeah.
While they're not using it.
Wow.
He'd borrow the keyboard.
Yeah.
And he'd, start, just practicing.
Doing some programming there. Yes.
Yeah. And that's how they started.
Yeah. Clément was borrowing a keyboard from a church.
From a church.
To come out. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. That's,
I remember, I think the pastor was called Combo or something. Yeah. And that is how it started. And so slowly we started, they got a mic.
Yeah.
But not a very professional mic.
Yes.
Just some funny mics, and then they would try and record. We didn't even have softwares those days. Even they had the
desktop.
Computers. No, they didn't have.
Oh, wow.
They didn't have. So there were those things, walikuwa naita what? Reel to reel. Those tape-like.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen the ones that are in movie.
The
ones that you used to have on movie sets.
Yes.
Yeah. Reel to reels. That's what they used to record.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And those were very hard to find, and they were damn expensive. But I don't know where they got them from.
Yeah.
And that is how we started. So it reached a point where Robert and Clément had issues, and so they, they separated.
Okay.
And so Clément went on to release. He started his own stable.
Yeah.
Called Caliph Records.
Yes.
While Robert remained with Scratch
Records. Yes.
Yeah. So us, we remained with Robert.
Okay.
Me and Kiama. And some other bunch of artists.
Okay.
And then Clément
left
with Juakali and some other artists also.
Yeah.
So
okay.
And that is how it started.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So we began trying to record some songs, and we did our first single called Daddy Has to Know.
You and Kiama?
Me and Kiama.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a stage name at this point? What are you calling yourselves at this point?
Now, when we went to, I think I'll go back a bit. By the time we were going to Scratch Records, we had a name, and we used to call ourselves Nameless.
Okay.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that.
You're just dropping bombshells.
I know, but that is the reality.
Okay.
So we used to call ourselves Nameless, the duo Nameless.
Yes.
So this is what
was
happened.
he out at this time himself?
No,
he wasn't. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just explain what happened.
Yeah.
So by the time we went there, we had a name. We called ourselves Nameless. And guys liked the name.
Yes.
And everyone was excited. So we did our first single called Daddy Has to Know. Actually, before that, I think there's a song we did, but it never came out. Yeah. Then we did our first ever interview on print media.
Yep.
I think it was on Nation. Nation, yeah. Newspaper. So Nation newspaper. There was a guy called Tim Kamuzubanda who did our first.
Yes.
He did our first.
I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah.
In fact, Tim came all the way to Scratch. He came all the way.
Yeah.
And he took photos of us.
Yes.
Very nice photos.
Yes.
And then he did one particular photo. And in fact, those days I used to have hair. Now I don't. I had
Nikitambo.
I had dreadlocks, baby dreadlocks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When you say hair, you mean dreadlocks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I'll forward you that.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'd like to see.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll show our viewers.
Exactly.
We'll see if we can show them.
Yeah, so it was me and Kiama.
Yeah.
The duo Nameless. He did a very nice article about us. And so we're excited, man. Hey, first time on newspaper.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
So now we went on and released our first song, Daddy Has to Know. Unfortunately, we never really got good airplay because of, those days it was difficult.
Yeah.
First of all, most stations did not want to play Kenyan music.
Yeah.
Urban music, so to speak.
Yeah. Urban contemporary.
Contemporary. They didn't want to play it. Yeah. And most stations will tell you this is not our
template.
Yes.
Yeah. It's early days.
Yes.
It's early days. Yeah.
This is not our listenership is not about this kind of
yes.
music.
Yes.
Yeah. And then again, the quality. They kept telling us about the quality.
Yes. Yeah.
So the quality was not good.
Yeah.
So they would not play the music.
Yeah.
But there was one guy who played our music. And the first person to play our music was the late Kevin Ombajo, Big Kev.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
May his soul rest in peace.
Yes.
Kevin was very passionate about urban contemporary music.
Yes.
And one day we just went to Capital FM. We asked to speak to Kevin. He came and he allowed, he accepted to see us.
Yeah.
And we told him we are so and so, and we have this song, and we would like for him to, air the music on air, and play the music on air.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, no problem. Then at that particular time already they had started. The CDs had already come into the market.
Yeah.
But they were quite expensive.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got a copy for him.
Yeah.
And we gave it to him, and he went with it. So he had a show called Ethnic Fusion on Sundays on Capital FM, and it used to start from around 10 to midnight. And every young person would want to listen to that show. So that was our first time ever when they played our song.
Okay.
And let me tell you,
how did that feel, man?
Oh, Yani, I couldn't believe Yani, I'm hearing my voice on radio. Even though it was late at night.
Yeah.
It was such a big deal.
Yeah.
In fact, we made all our friends.
Yeah.
stay up just so they can listen to that.
Did you tell your sisters, your mother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, they got to listen to our song.
Yes,
And by the way, my elder sister was not happy about me doing my music. She wasn't thrilled about it.
For the usual reasons,
Yes,
Okay.
For the usual reasons.
Yes,
I mean, she was like, why do you want to do? You try something else.
Yes.
You know, and I tried. You know, like I used to, I tried all sorts of things. I used to go to Kikomba, buy stuff, sell.
Okay. Biashara.
Biashara. You know, because I had nothing to do.
Yes.
And they did not have the money to take me to college. So anyway, so the first time we had ourselves on radio, it was an amazing feel. It was like God had really come through for us, you know. So we were so excited. And now we're so
Did you feel like
energized.
this is now what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? Did you get that feeling?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
For sure I did. Because I never even once thought that that could happen. And so I started taking it very seriously. And so right about that time, when we did that first article, maybe, I don't know, about a month or something or so, there was this competition that happened still on Capital FM.
Yes.
And so they had rappers all over. They had people calling in and rapping to a beat. So they'd put a beat and then you rap it onto it. And then whoever was going to win was going to get a deal with Ted Josiah.
Yes, okay.
A recording, not even a recording deal, but Ted would do a single for them. Yes. So guess what?
Who is the main producer at that time of urban contemporary music?
Yes. Ted was
quality.
Ted was already by then we already had people like Kalamashaka.
Yes. Tafsiri, he is out.
Hardstone. Actually, Hardstone was
first,
like the biggest artist at that particular time. Then we had Kalamashaka. We had, I don't know whether Darling P alikuwa ametoka.
Darling P was also early days.
Yes, early days. That time.
K-South.
K-South
may have been out at that time.
K-South,
with Suzanne.
With Suzanne
Samawati, yes.
Yes. Actually, K-South had been. I remember I used to watch K-South doing their thing on during jam sessions in F2.
At F2,
Bamboo. They had a crew. They had a whole crew.
It was a big crew.
It was a big
Kariobangi South.
Yes. And they were good. Very good. In fact, we used to really look up to them. So they really influenced us, by the way. So guys started calling in. You know, hey, guys would rap, they would spit rhymes and all. So one particular guy called in by the name David Mathenge.
Okay. Yes.
He calls in and then he's like, I have a song, and then they put up, a beat for him. Hey, Nameless spit.
He was rapping too,
he
right?
Was rapping. He spit, man. And they really, really liked him.
Okay.
Yes. So, guess what? He won the competition. He won the competition. And after winning, so they called him into the studio. They told him to go to the studio. They told him, can you come to the studio? Yes. That particular time, Jimmy Gathu is the one who was hosting. So go. So Nameless or David goes into the studio.
Yes.
And Jimmy asks him questions here and there. And so he asked him, so what's your name? And
what's your stage name?
Basically, your stage name. And David goes like, I don't have a name. And Jimmy was like, oh, so you're Nameless? And David's like, yes, I'm Nameless.
I guess.
So he doesn't know what he's saying at that particular time.
Yes.
I don't think he knew that he was saying he's Nameless, because we had already come out. People had already known about.
So he was just saying, look, like for real, I'm Nameless. Like,
I'm Nameless. No name. I don't have a name. That's what he meant. And and Jimmy goes on, he talks, hey guys, this is the guy who won the contest, he is Nameless. And the name stuck. And by the time Nameless was leaving that studio, he had a name.
Yeah.
Called?
Nameless.
Nameless.
Yeah.